My agency is involved with ensuring that children are safe in our communities. It's very important to our agency that safe sleep is prioritized for babies, and that babies are safe with their families. So for us, it's very important that we educate the community so that parents know what steps they can take to avoid a bad outcome for their child. Babies should always be placed in a crib or a pack and play or on a firm surface on their back by themselves, never with anyone else, even if that other person is a child.
Safe sleep or unsafe sleep remains one of the leading causes of infant death in Delaware, so it's something we can all improve on, all get better on, and all rally behind. And we know at times mothers get drowsy. It's especially true of mothers who are using substances. They have to be incredibly careful that when breastfeeding the baby, they put the baby back in the crib, or when going to sleep, they put the baby alone in the crib. Modern cribs are designed for babies, and that even without bumpers, babies are safe in the crib. They're unlikely to hit their head. They're not going to get caught in the slats of the crib. And the bumpers present a choking risk and a suffocation risk for the baby. So the baby should be in a crib without any extra blankets, without bumpers, and that is by far the safest way for babies to sleep.
Before you have your baby, do your best to contact friends or family or neighbors even to develop a support system for you when you go home with your baby. So if you're overwhelmed in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. or any time of the day, you can call that person, and that person can come and help you and relieve you during the time that you are very stressed or overwhelmed. We've all been there. As a parent, I can understand how difficult it can be, how overwhelmingly tired you are, how mentally drained you are when you have a newborn at home. Again, the decision is yours as a parent, and we encourage you to make the correct decision, the right decision, by not bed sharing with your infant.
In Delaware, we see usually one baby a month for the past few years dying of unsafe sleep conditions and bed sharing. In the majority of instances, the babies were either sharing a bed or some other sleep surface with a parent or caregiver, and not placed in a crib or pack and play by his or herself. What was the norm, especially culturally speaking, was common practice years ago, is not recommended today. Life today is very different from it was years ago. Years ago, we had a lot of family support, and we find moms these days are caring for their children, sometimes multiple children, more often than not without assistance. So my recommendation to young parents now is to follow the doctor's recommendations. No bed sharing, have your baby sleep in a crib or pack and play or some other surface that's designed for that baby or infant alone.
This is my first child, Naiva. She sleeps in a co-sleeper, a bassinet, next to my bed. We learned to put the babies on their backs in their bassinets or their cribs, for the babies not to sleep in the bed with us, to not have blankets or pillows, stuffed animals around the baby, just the baby on their backs in a crib or a bassinet.
When they sleep, you sleep, because that's the key. Is you can't stay awake and take care of them when they're asleep and you're awake, and then when they're awake and then you're awake.
Yeah, and it's okay to, if they just won't sleep, go ahead and put them in the crib. Go ahead and put them in the pack and play, and just let them cry and step away, because you get to that point where you're just so tired that you're not quite thinking right, and it's okay to just set them down for a little bit, let them cry.
Our village is extremely important to us. I found a community of moms who were all having babies in the month that he was expecting to be born, and so we were all going through the same things at the same time. So finding that online community was really, really important to me, and has been really helpful. I think for moms or parents who don't have extended family or friends nearby, it can be really challenging, especially right now. I think you have to get creative, but I think there are ways to do it. Take it day by day. Every experience is new. But I guess as a new parent, I think one of the things I've learned is just to give yourself grace. But always know that you have what they need as their mom or as their dad. You have everything that they need.